Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Tankful Thursday. Today we're going to go over my discus, why I keep them, and everything I've learned while keeping discus. So I hope you guys enjoy. One of the first things you'll notice is I keep all of my discus in bare bottom tank, except for the bullet discus who's in the 150 gallon. I did this after keeping them in this 150 gallon for a while. I decided to move them over to the bare bottom tank because in this 150 gallon it's a lot harder to manage the waste. So all the poop that falls everywhere and all the other objects that they can ram into and scratch themselves up against, I have no issues with that. So now in this bare bottom tank I can get my siphon in there, I can get all the poop out, I can see the poop easier, I can get any extra food that they've left over. It's a lot easier to manage. And ever since I moved these discus over, I've noticed some considerable growth in all the fish that aren't fully grown. The blue fish, the diamond blues and the checkered blue ones, they have grown a decent bit ever since I moved them over. They weren't really growing in the 150 gallon. I've been able to maintain my nitrates a lot better. My nitrates come out of the tap at 5, so I can't keep them at 0, but they stay at 5 all the time with this tank, and has really made a big difference in that. Now once these guys are fully grown, I may consider putting the full grown ones that aren't paired up into a planted tank. That way I don't have to worry about growing them out. But I want them to get as big as possible. I want them to get colorful. Now, that's kind of the reason why I have them in the bare bottom tank. I've noticed through experimentation, through research, that it has been the best and easiest way for me to grow these discus out. So that's kind of why I keep them in the bare bottom tank. Here's the new discus that I have. Before I put in any discus into that 125 gallon tank, I quarantine them. I also have them in a bare bottom tank. I quarantine them for about 4 to 6 weeks. I treat for parasites, I deworm the fish, and I make sure they're healthy. That way when I introduce them into my existing colony, I don't have any threats. This guy, as you can see, is still little, so he's gonna grow out pretty well. But I want to make sure that he's fully healthy before I put him in with the rest of my fish. The only downside I've found to the bare bottom tank is the lack of anything to break the sight, the line of sight for the discus. Like many cichlids, they can be very aggressive with one another, and it can be very useful to have things in the tank that break the line of sight. That way if one's getting harassed, they can go hide behind a rock or hide behind something. That's why I feel eventually I might put either a big rock vertically separating the two sides of the tank, or put something in there that will break the line of sight. Because as they grow out, as they start pairing up, I'm gonna notice a lot more aggression, and just having a completely bare bottom 125 gallon tank with a lot of discus may get a little overwhelming for a few of the ones that are getting bullied. I removed the one bully who would not stop, but eventually there's gonna be that one male who goes after all the other fish. So I gotta keep a close eye on how they're interacting with one another, how they're growing out, and everything, just to make sure it's all good. One of the biggest red flags I've seen from my discus whenever they're not healthy or stressed out is they get like this. They bunch up really tightly together, they get darker, and they kind of try to hide. If there was anything there, they try to hide behind something. So I always look for that to make sure that my discus are doing well. They're normally swimming throughout the tank. This was right after I did a water change. They ran over to the right side. So you can always tell the health of your fish by just looking at them, and they will tell you everything that's wrong with them. So I wasn't able to get the footage to demonstrate to you guys how to make these fish bowls, how I make them, but the fish bowls are really going well. They're clearing up, and I'm looking to make a lot more of these. Hopefully I'll get that video out to you guys soon of how I make these fish bowls. I just need to get someone to film it. But on a brighter note, my Apistos Borelli had fry, and now I have free swimming in little Apistos. I just got to keep watch on the female because she shunned the male over to the right side of the tank. So I got to make sure that she's not abusing him too much. But I'm really excited because I just got these guys, and they've already laid down some eggs, and now I got some Apistos. So I'm excited to grow these little guys out. Hope you guys have a good week. See you guys next Thursday.